You can think of a function as like a machine. The primary objective of a machine is for it to take an input, do some instructions on it, and provide an output. So let's take a function where x has the input, you multiply it by 3 and you subtract 2 and you get the output, which is known as f of x. If this notation is new to you, it's completely fine. People use it all the time for functions. F at the beginning, it represents the name of the function. So you can have f of x, g of x, h of x, any letter actually. And the x represents the variable. Now in this case, f of x equals 3x minus 2. So if you wanted to find something like the value of this function at when x equals 1, now that's really hard to say out loud every single time. So mathematicians, everyone else just says f of 1 and they keep a 1 in there and they substitute 1 into these brackets. And this works out to be 1. Now with functions you can do many interesting things. You can say we have three functions here. F of x equals 2x minus 3, g of x equals x plus 3 by 2, and h of x equals 4 to the x. Now you can do many things with these functions. You can add them, f of x plus g of x. You can subtract them, f of x minus g of x. Compose them, f of g of x. You can find the inverse of a function, f inverse x. You can do many things. We will explore each of them briefly. Adding the functions is just what you would expect. You just add these expressions of the corresponding functions. Subtraction is of the same sort. You subtract the functions. Composition is a bit different. Now you take the whole function g of x and you substitute it into f of x. F of g of x in this case would be 2 multiplied by x plus 3 by 2 g of x minus 3. So that would be fg of x. This is how it's written. So fg of x is essentially just x. And the inverse of a function is like saying you have the output, you know the process, and then it's like saying what is the input. So it's kind of like the reverse of finding the function. So that's it for functions. Next we'll be moving on to limits. There will be a few questions after this video to help yourself to get familiarized with functions, and see you in the next one.